And today we'll be looking at a very interesting topic of discourse here in the studio. Social media has become the heartbeat of today's youth. It is a dynamic platform for expression, connection, and influence. But as it shapes the lives of young people, it also presents a unique set of challenges and opportunities. Joining us on the conversation to discuss youth and social media use is the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Political and Legislative Matters, Saheed Olushola Balogun. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning.
And we also have here with us a social media influencer and content creator, Chidinma Modi.
Good morning.
Joy, if I were you, I would have been very partial. You know?
Oh, ladies first. Oh, my apologies.
Started your introduction with her.
That's okay.
So let's start the show proper now. So how do you see your role as a social media influencer in shaping the thoughts and behaviors of young people online?
Okay, so personally, I feel like this is a personal thing. You cannot shape the thoughts of people. You cannot do that, like work towards doing that and achieve it on your own. It's a personal conviction, and whatever you put out there, it's up to the person on the other end on the social media to use it wisely.
So what type of content do you put out there?
I am let me say an original creator. Personal stuff, just normal, like on Twitter, just normal tweeting and all. So I never ever put out something that I know would jeopardize myself or youths in general.
You just contradicted what you said.
I am saying, no, let me put it like this. So whatever I put out there, yes, it has to be good. But whether it is good or bad, whoever is in the other end would see it the way they want to see it. Okay. Do you get me? I have put out content that is personal and it's just good. It's just random life stuff. And someone has misread it. Someone has misunderstood it. So it's a personal thing, honestly.
Okay, I don't agree with you, but the show is not about me. I want to find out from Olushola what his thoughts are about what you said.
Okay, well, social media is, in quotes, is a free space. So, and what you have is when there is information out there, there will be different viewpoints to the same information. So
Exactly.
A can look at this information and say, oh, this is good for me, it's perfect. I subscribe to it. And then you see B dislike the same content.
Okay.
So there will always be different perspective.
Okay.
However, we have what we call responsibilities. So every individual has his goal for coming online on social media, and that's where the real boundaries start to define. So if the goal is to be, in quotes, a positive force, you know, a positive contributor, then you will see such energy being displayed. And if the goal is contrary, then you would also express that, irrespective of the value of the content.
So where does the word influencer, where does it come from? What does it stand for? Is it not to, shape you? Is it not to affect you, the other person receiving your content?
Okay, so every influencer has his own identity.
Okay.
So you will most times see an influencer trying to keep on the same track. For personal reasons and sometimes for communal reasons. So if he believes that a good percentage of his followers wants this type of content, he is likely going to be tempted to want to keep pace with what his audience believes in. Occasionally, he might want to digress when he weighs the opinions or weighs the options available to him. So something else has to motivate him, to divert from his pathways. Someone who will normally educate people online, for example, and if it's someone who would always like to share, fake news, it will do it consistently because it believes that is his trade. And if there is no regulation to check such misleading behavior, then it will just keep on that track.
Okay.
Right. So I think that one of the reasons why content creation is now a thing is kind of trying to influence people or shape lives, right? So my question would be, over the years, how would you perceive social media in shaping the lives of people? Can we say that the good is more outweighs the bad? How do we place a balance?
So,
let's start with
I'll come to you too.
Okay. So the balance, I would always say, is about the goals. So people have different objectives. Some want to get online to monetize the social media. So they want to earn an income from social media, and as such, they're going to do everything.
That's on the part of the
content creator. Yes, content creator. So what I usually advise is anyone on social media should not just be only at the receiving end. That means a content consumer. So the Art of Lagos, the last edition of the Art of Lagos that was hosted by Lagos State Ministry of Science and Tech, focused on content creation, and we had participants who specialized in content creation. Some could be as little as teaching people how to maintain good health, physical well-being, mental well-being, relationship management. So you have different spheres of life. So you could always pick a sphere of life that you're passionate about and you have the energy to push. So as you consume content, you also create content. So that it's not just a one way. So I think that way you can create some balance within yourself. And always note that it's not everything you see online that is real.
That's what I just wanted to say, because most of the things we see online is make-believe. It's not real. And then this influences the way people, when they see these things and they take it in, it influences the way they live their lives. So how do you place a balance as a content creator?
Okay, how I place the balance between the good and the bad. So I'd like to say it's.
I've always wanted to ask you, why do you do what you do on social media?
It started from wanting to venture into tech.
Okay.
And because I feel like I don't have the head for coding and the very, very tedious part of tech, I opted for digital marketing. And I got interested in social media, photography, video editing, and the rest of it. Basically helping brands with visibility. People that cannot manage their page. So that's how I fell in love with my job. So
it's a job.
It's a job. It's not it's not just something I do. It's a job. It's a full-time job.
Okay. We have these different social media platforms, and it is believed that each one of them stand for something. Okay, for instance, TikTok started as purely, if I'm wrong, please correct me, started as purely entertainment for children before COVID, and then during COVID, after COVID, it was invaded by all sorts of people. Then we have Facebook that has now, transcended for the oldies.
Millennials.
Yes, and then we have Instagram. It's more of glamour. Parties, what people are doing, events, what people are wearing, and all that. And Twitter, which is now known as X, is start as very negative in terms of the feedback and the responses you get from people there. Which of these social media platforms do you think, with all that I have mentioned, these are the ones I'm familiar with, so I'm old school, I know there are others. So which of all of this, is this influencing or content creation, is best used for because of what you do?
All of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Even the Facebook?
Yes. So in my field, I always tell people Facebook is underrated. So because Facebook has now become...
And it's the largest...
Yes, it has now become the millennial app, the app for old people. But that's where a lot of people are.
Millennial people,
you cannot
old
have...
people. What about us?
How about mommy?
Did you hear her? She said mommy. Just let's be clear. I was just being clear. Okay, go on.
Okay,
Of course I'm mommy. Yeah.
Okay, so like I was saying, you cannot have an Instagram account without you can, but now Meta would always make sure you have both. So Facebook is very much underrated, and then there's TikTok, and then there's Twitter. Twitter, I'd like to add to what you said, is for very intelligent people. If you're not learned and intelligent, you would not thrive on Twitter. So for content creation in general, I think it depends on the brand. That's why I said all of them. So for a brand, you check which social media platform is best, has your target audience.
Yeah.
So you're a brand owner, or you want to start creating content and you feel like you're a writer. Oh, I want to write. I want to post more pictures and write-ups. Twitter and LinkedIn is the best place for you. I want to post videos. I want to do funny stuff, and Facebook and TikTok is the best place for you. Then I want to post this luxurious lifestyles, baby girl lifestyles, Instagram body,
Fake life.
fake life, and aesthetics. Then you have Pinterest and Instagram.
Yes,
Obviously.
Pinterest.
Yes.
I use that one. Yeah.
Pinterest and Instagram. So it all depends on the brand or whatever you want to put out there.
So where
target audience.
does WhatsApp fall in?
WhatsApp,
On all of it.
so WhatsApp falls in for all in all.
Okay.
WhatsApp is a must-have.
Okay.
You can, especially for business owners, you cannot have a business and your WhatsApp is not thriving. You cannot have a business and you don't have. In fact, Meta has made it that you need to connect a WhatsApp business to your Instagram or your Facebook if you have a business profile. So WhatsApp is like a must-have.
So my own concern is still about young people and the influence that social media has. How do we help young people to balance their lives online and offline?
So it's, I would say the parents have a responsibility to play, or the older ones, and that's by creating, more physical engaging events. That's why in Lagos you have some parks that are designated. Kids can go there, play. The public schools, they all have. So when you go to school, you have parks, you have, football pitches, games, sports, and we also have grassroots sports development ongoing. So all these activities are, it's certain you can't be playing ball and you're chatting at the same time. So you probably leave that. And then while you're on the pitch, whether it's swimming or table tennis, you're making new friends as well. So people go out there on social media, they want to connect. And that means when they're also on the physical spaces, in collection with some members of the community, then they have a better opportunity to connect and create a balance between that social media life and the real life.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'd like to add to what he said. So personally, as a social media manager and content creator, my life is basically on my phone, on the net. Not my life, but I spend most of my time on the net. So something that helps me create balance is physical activities. Like you said, I have a volleyball club that I joined. So sometimes during the week, I just throw away my phone. Once I'm on the court, there is no calling, nobody's texting me, you can't reach me, I can't post, I can't do anything. So I think those physical activities will help, because young people is not just the people that are still under their parents. You have people in universities. So in a case whereby universities can create these activities for students, extracurricular activities to focus on, I think they won't be so attached to their phone all the time. Even though it's still, but I think significantly it will help. It will help a lot. But another problem is now that schools are going, they are digitalizing a lot of school activities like assignments and lectures. Distraction. I attend Open University, and sometimes studying is a it's hard because you could be studying and then one
message
notification pops up. So, and then when you put your phone on DND, something will just be telling you, turn it on, just check. So I think schools and parents should help with this extra activities to curb the social media life.
Okay, you said something earlier, and I was like, job, you know. So how do you turn this, your influencing and content creation into money? Because you've called it a job now.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll start from the very beginning. When I said my social media management, I'll hear people tell me, what do you want to do? How will you make money?
Mostly from adults, right?
Like, what are you always on social media? Like, I know what I'm studying. I know what I'm learning. I studied it on Coursera. I didn't just wake up one morning and said, I studied it. I interned as a social media manager and content creator. You don't just wake up one morning and become that. So you apply for jobs. Recently, I think the field is becoming saturated because there's a lot of brands want social media managers, a lot of brands want content creators. You want your brand out there. So that's where I come in. I help you do what you do not have the time to do. I help you create beautiful videos, pictures for your brands or yourself. If it's a personal brand, I come around, I help you create a video of yourself or pictures, or take content from you. If you want to do the write-up and you want to do a faceless account, get your concept, help you create your content, post it out there, and the people that are following you will think that you're the one doing everything. Meanwhile, you have a sidekick that's helping you. So that's where I come in.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I make money.
Okay, I also want to find out from Olushola here, who also works with the government. How does the government view the influence of social media among Nigerian youths, particularly in shaping public opinion?
Okay. So social media is a tool we see it as a tool for positive collaboration. And that's why in Lagos State, under the Office of the Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, we have a Citizens Gate platform.
Okay,
Yeah, that allows citizens to come online, engage with us, and all the ministries in the state, they all have at least X, handle social media pages. Most of them have at least 3. So that gives also opportunity for people to engage with either the heads of the agency or the ministry itself or even Mr. Governor himself. So we see it as an interface between the citizens and the leaders of the society. So it's a positive tool. However, there are occasional times where you have, like I said, everyone on social media has a goal.
An agenda.
Agenda. I like that.
So, but in a democracy, when the size of the positive, outweighs, those that are trying to counter the positive narrative, then you have a balance, or you have the weight tilting, in favor of that positive action. So our responsibility as government is to ensure that information is out there as at when due. You don't delay it. Even if there's a fake news outside, and the moment you get it, you provide the official and the correct, true position of those information to people. So everyone has the information to judge. Of course, sometimes those who have the negative objective, once they see that negative news, they don't come back to read the positive. But it's still out there, and it creates a balance overall.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that most of this negative news are peddled on Facebook, first of all. Yes, Twitter too.
Why did you say Facebook?
I say Facebook because on Facebook we have a lot of people that just want to grow following by just posting.
So deliberately they just
they could put out a picture and then they put out RIP first of all, just to catch your attention. Yes.
RIP as in rest in peace.
Yes. And then the next message that follows it does not correlate with the picture at all. But then our parents, our mommies and daddies, immediately they are seeing it, they are screenshotting
And
WhatsApp
forwarding
straight.
Forwarding it.
Immediately they are getting
Broadcast
videos,
message.
WhatsApp straight, broadcast message straight. So, but I think we've gotten to that era where fake news and the original news, fake news doesn't spread for so long, highest 24 hours. Give it 24 hours and the original news will come out. Because even on Instagram now, there are some content you bring on Instagram and they'll tell you, please take it back to Facebook. Those are for our mommies and daddies. We know where it's coming from. Don't bother. There are some content you put out there, and once you go to the comment section, they'll tell you this thing is staged. So everybody now
It's becoming aware.
is becoming aware and learned enough to know when they see fake news and original news, or fake content and original content.
So this is a challenge that you have just raised. So for you, don't you think that the government should begin to regularize or
Hey,
sorry,
you're
create-
looking for trouble. You're
I'm just
looking for trouble, Joy.
It's your opinion.
We're listening. Yeah.
Do you think that there should be checks and balances?
How?
Is it free
So-
space?
How?
Practically, what happens is we expect, I mean, if you're a Nigerian, that you have loyalty for the development of your country.
Definitely.
And as an influencer, you should know where to put positive energy. Yes, despite your trade, as an influencer. So you have those trying to become influencers and you have those who are already influencers. And you should be able to judge and decide what's the right kind of content that you want to promote. So that self-regulation is there. We also have laws, already in the country. So you can't come out with content. If a content is libelous, for example, it is libelous. Whether it's on social media or is in the print media, it's a libelous. So you don't engage in such things. So there are laws already that exist that controls what people should do in terms of information dissemination. How do you expect you inform people, for example, that there is a closure on Third Mainland Bridge, whereas there is really no closure there? So you're misleading people, or you come out with information that maligns the personality of someone else just because you want to get at the person. And then there are laws also that protect such individuals. So individuals too have a right to take corrective action when they feel that they are being bullied online. So
And bullying is another thing.
bullies, harassment and all sorts, they are all punishable offenses in real life. And it also extends in social media as well. It's just for affected people to be confident to take the right action, report. And I believe people will self-regulate because there is enough regulation in general that protects individuals and also protects the government to allow them do their job in delivering services to the government, to the people. And also in the Teams Plus, the Plus agenda in the Teams actually drives inclusivity. And that's why the Ministry of Youth and Sport also, they've got lots and lots of activities to bring up people. Content creation is a very important part, and that's why I said the art of technology, Lagos last year delved seriously into content creation, because when you have, people want to get entertained online as well. So if you have the tons of positive content, when they outweigh that
of the negative,
then even if she says the fake news will last 24 hours, it may even last a shorter duration, because those who are creating the positive content are quick,
Yes.
I remember someone posting that, the house of Mr. Governor is burnt again. I mean, that was what happened, during the previous protest. So, and then immediately someone went to the house himself, within a few hours, and took a video and said, this house is not burnt. So, and automatically that fake news died. So the content, the more positive content we have, I think we have the negative or the false content, dying out in a shorter time view.
Okay.
Yeah,
She wants to say something.
Okay, the question I want to ask is also related to what you've talked about. Joy said, maybe can government start to, regulate? He has said, self-regulation. So as a content creator, what are the ethical guidelines you follow as a person, before you bring out your content?
Okay, ethical guidelines, first of all, starts with The app itself has, like, Twitter has guidelines, community guidelines.
True.
Instagram has community
yes.
guidelines. And whatever you're putting out there has to correlate with that guideline. If it does not, give it
Flag the post.
1 minute, they flag your post. Now, I work for brands, I work for an NGO, and sometimes when we create the content and we're ready to put out there, or maybe we'll put it out there without proper getting a confirmation on that content, my boss will be like, take that down. That is not properly informed. Or when we put out something there, she'll say, no, this information is not good, or it's going to conflict with something else. Please don't put it, or write it better, or do the video better. So apart from it being self-regulatory, the brands, the companies, it's you have to if you're telling me to manage your page, you also have to be involved in whatever I am doing.
You have to produce some things.
Yes, for fashion brands,
content, yeah.
I create content, and sometimes the brand owner will be like, no, my client is not looking okay. If I post this, she might not like it. Let me get a confirmation from her if she would want me to put that out there. Or she would say, oh, I don't like how she's looking. If you put it now, people will start dragging her for her hair or for her this or for her that. So I think it's something that you as a person can work on. You as a company, as a brand, should work on. You don't need to wait for the government to come and create one rule or one thing for you to know that this thing is not supposed to be out there. Even on my WhatsApp status, there are some things that I put out, and father figures, mother figures, family figures, Queena, take that down. Chidima, take that down. That is not you. You are not supposed to be doing that. So I think there should be bodies in a brand or a person, you personally, that are regulating this thing. You don't need the government at all. Because if the government, they put hand in this thing.
They put hand in this
They
thing.
put hand in this social media thing.
You no longer enjoy it. So how does government, use the social media to empower the youth?
So like she mentioned, social media manager, for example, is a profession, and is a global profession. Just like you have corporate brand management. I mean, social media. I mean, the largest companies in the world, they thrive on content.
Yes.
The largest technology companies, they thrive on content. Everything that drives their business is content, and so also the government also is ready, to ensure that we tap into content creation, and that's, like I said, Art of Technology delved into that. We also have LSETF, with various programs around content, videos, productions, world-class training, to empower people to be able to produce the kind of content that attracts, investments into the states. So that is a given opportunity. Then there's a continuous development. So as these tools come out, we have those that are ready to, guide. So, for example, when you have competitions, when we roll out competitions in the Lagos State Science Research and Innovation Council, for example, you tell them to produce the content. Make a recording of either your robotics challenge or your science challenge. Make a recording and then you share it. So this develops, the students who will be involved in those things get the practical experience of editing, and that's where content creation begins. But like I said, goal setting is very important, and I believe our educational system is prepped, to ensure students can get the right skills to understand the need to be content creators themselves.
Okay.
And once you have that, it's just a game of numbers. So the volume of people who pass through the schools and are ready to produce this content, they share this content out there. They encourage those who are looking for positive energy. Because when you see things that you like, then there's a tendency that you would emulate. And on the aspect of regulation, laws are always made to fill in gaps. So where laws don't exist, then you would observe a lot of misbehaviors. Like I said, these communities themselves, these platforms themselves, they have rules and guidelines, you know, that are out there. So what it also means is, if you put in content out there that is persistent, you see people, their accounts sometimes get deactivated as well, because you know they are consistently putting out
the others.
Yes, and the government.
Is it because of that? You know, there's some people who just use the. Let me use Instagram as an example. They just use their Instagram for strictly business, and then all of a sudden, they can't find any of their followers anymore. You know, and they haven't, you know, like flouted any of the guidelines of that particular app.
So this thing is technology driven, because you know the platform owners will not come and look at each of your contents by using another human being. So there is no human judgment. It's usually algorithm based, machine learning based, and there are certain things you will do unconsciously. So of course the natural thing you would say is,
it could even be music.
I did nothing.
Yes.
You
Background
could
music.
infringe on copyright.
Yes.
You could create a content that is considered sensitive. To you, it's okay. But to the platform owners or the community, you know, they believe is, and they always have a button for you to also appeal. You know, so the opportunities are there. Even in creating advertisement, you want to pay for this advert. There are content guidelines. They will not just say because you want to pay.
Yes.
And they too, the algorithms are not perfect. So that means the government too can even challenge them for failing to act. You know? So, and individuals too can challenge. It's a playing field. But you just need to know your responsibility. So as a government, we are conscious of our responsibility to allow people to express themselves. But of course, and people who express and consistently communicate wrong information, you know, also have to be conscious that whatever they do, the law is there, you know, to protect the state and protect the citizens of the state.
Okay, so a lot of people use the social media for different reasons. Some for the good, some for the bad. And you see a lot of fraudulent activities going on social media, especially that Instagram. I have been scammed once on Instagram, you know, and so I just want you to lend your voice on, you know, advocating for a responsible use of the social media. Let me start with you.
What were you scammed on? What were you trying to buy?
I wanted to buy a wig. You know, I wanted to buy a wig.
As
Did you get the
social
wig or
media
the
myself,
fake wig?
I kept going to the reception. I'm expecting a delivery. I'm expecting a delivery.
And you have paid.
Even as a social media manager myself, have been scammed on Facebook Market. I have been scammed. So the issue of scamming on social media, it's a sad one, really. It's a really sad one. But I think we should just be careful. Be careful of the accounts. Lately, there have been
things to look out for.
Yes, that's what I'm getting to. So there's been things to look out for scammers. First of all, you check how many times that person has changed their account name. The person could be real and have changed their account name several times, but very few people do that.
How do I know that you change your account name?
So
if I'm just stumbling on your page for the first time.
Instagram does that. Instagram helps you check that. I don't know. I don't think other social media platforms do, but Instagram helps you check. You just tap on the name of the account. When you open their profile, you tap on not the profile picture above where they wrote their handle. You tap on it. It's going to bring out the dates, the Instagram the person opened the account.
I'm checking it now.
Yes, it's going to bring out the date the person opened the account and how many times the person has changed the name. You check the consistency of posts. Check the originality.
Is it where you have about this account?
Yes.
This will pop up.
Yes.
Okay.
So you see an account of less than 4 years or less than 3 years. This person has changed name 1 million
times. Has joined since 2016. March.
Exactly. For somebody that has joined since 2016, the person has probably changed name once.
Once, yes.
Twice. Highest. Person has changed name only once or twice or never. Once you see never, just know the person is probably legit, or the account is a new account. If it's an account of a year plus, what's the need of changing name? Except maybe you make a mistake when you were creating the account and you change once. So for any account at all, I think once or twice is the highest people change their names on their profiles. So that's one thing to look out for. Second thing to look out for is the originality of the post. There are some posts you see and you see that the posts they are blurry. Some are looking cut out, some are looking somehow. Take your time, go through the post, look at the consistency of the post. And somebody that has an original page will be consistent with the products they put out there. They will put one product today. They would not post the same product again. Let's say they sell different kinds of product. They will not post the same product tomorrow. They will post a different product tomorrow. Or even if they post the same product, they will not post the same picture or video. They will refurbish it. Yes. No, I'm talking about an original account. But a fake account, you see the person posting the same thing over and over again. Even running ads on it so that you think it's real. Fake people run ads too. Scammers run ads too.
And they turn off their comments.
Yes, they turn off their comments. And then you want to know a fake account. You see accounts with 10,000 followers. When you check the like counts, 1 like, 2 comments. Why? How did you get up to 10,000 followers and you don't have committed followers that are always like, oh, this is nice, or oh, how much? Another way you can check fake accounts is when you check their comment section and all you're seeing is hearts, or somebody just drop. If you like something and you see it, you won't just open the comment section and drop hearts. Yes, you can, but very few people will.
I was going to say, I do that a lot.
we are not much that do that. I don't think you do that. I don't think you do that. You write how much, or this is nice.
I like it. How can I get it?
Exactly. Or you say something about the product. You ask a question about the product. Some people have products that they have. Some scammers have on their page, and you just be seeing hats. You just be seeing emojis. Or tag people.
You know why I'm laughing? I'm so guilty of all these things you are mentioning, because I'm so lazy on social media.
That's why these different things. So the account may be real and have one of this as faults, but you check the other things and see that these things they are not good at all. So yeah.
So, well, in general, you know, the rules are what the rules are, but usually what you would expect in a commercial transaction, even if the person is a small business, there are legitimate business registrations for small businesses. So if I'm going to transact online and I don't know you and you want me to transfer funds to a personal account, for example, I'm just going to declare you as not a business. Irrespective of how interesting or attractive your offer is, I'm going to question it, because if you've been doing this for 6 months, 1 year, even if you didn't have money, you should have made some good profit that allows you to register a legitimate business name. So that, for me, will be the baseline. Because with that, you know, proper identification will have been done by the financial institutions to ensure that this person can receive funds, and if the person is engaged in fraudulent activity, person can be brought to book. So we have to close our eyes to those interesting offers. That's the rule number 1. Close your eyes to the interesting offer and then do the due diligence. Is it a registered business? You can even search the name online as well and then check for reviews. What have people who have bought from those company or that user, what have they said about their transactions?
Yes.
So those are things that I will call, you know, critical points to watch out for.
Okay, last question before
let me just add this chip in one thing. For reviews, there are fake reviews. There are a lot of fake reviews. There are a lot of fake reviews. How you know that a brand is good through their reviews is in a review. Even if, no matter how good the product is, no matter how good that thing is, somebody will definitely write something bad about it. So you weigh You
can't
check.
all be positive.
It can't all be positive. It cannot all be good.
Where you see everything is good.
Especially on sites like Jumia and this
Please don't.
sorry, especially on e-commerce sites where you buy stuff, you always see reviews, and there will be good and there will be bad. They cannot always be good. A product cannot be good to you and be good to 1 million people at the same time. Somebody will have fault.
Okay, just before we go, and since we're talking about youth and social media use, you know, it is this generation we hear about mental health, you know, and all that, and the social media can, you know, validate and of course stress you. At what age do you think, you know, a child or a person or a youth can start using
Social media.
social media?
Age, I think, apart from age, I think I'll come from the aspect of school level.
Okay.
So a child that's in senior secondary school 2 and 3,
That's what age?
that should be 17, 18.
Senior secondary? You're out of secondary by then.
No,
At 16, at 17?
Yes.
You're already out of secondary school.
well, normally, but there are people that are 17 and 18 still in secondary school. So let's say 16. Let me put 16 as the number. So I think 16 is okay, but then the parent still has to regulate how the child uses the social media, because social media, apart from the bad side, it's a source of information.
Okay.
Honestly.
What age? Just the age?
Well, I would say 18. However, parental control is a technological platform that is available for you to put some controls into these things. And then we also have to, apart from allowing them access to the digital devices, we also have to talk about social media detoxification or device detoxification.
Yes.
Okay,
It's a process for not just the kids, but also for the adults.
Yes.
Social media detoxification is key, and you know our guests have agreed on the age of 16 to expose your children to your smartphone or even the social media. Thank you very much, Olushola Balogun, SSA to the Governor on Political and Legislative Matters, and Chidima Quinette Modi, social media influencer, content creator. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go on a short break. When we come back, the program continues. My producer is staring at me.